There's a lot of smiling and laughing going on over there. But
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast preview of the NFC West. I am Dr. Keith Adams, and this is so special for me because I get to see so much love in front of me. So with us today, doing the NFC West, our sports announcer from high school. This guy, he covered Coach Adams. Casey Gilmore. Casey, how you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man. How about yourself, Coach Charles, brother?
This is wonderful, man. I got my two-sport athlete, Mike Evans. Mike, what's going on, Pope? Good to see you.
what's going on, Coach? What's going on?
All right, I got my point guard, Sean Sears, winner himself.
What it do? How you?
Wonderful. And, of course, we've got my main man. He's not the icon yet, but Fowler Campbell. What's going on, Shaq? I shacked you once today. How about that?
What's going on, Coach, man? I'm glad y'all got me on this set, man. I'm happy to be here.
All right, in segment one, we're going to do an overview, give you the over-under as well as the strength of schedule. Segment two, we're going to talk about the major storylines going on in the NFC West. And in segment three, we'll make predictions. But first, Fowler, we're going to start off with you. San Francisco, 11.5 over-under and 15 on the strength of schedule out of 32. How you feeling? Are we going over? Are we going under? What are you thinking?
We definitely going over. Just hold on. There's a lot of smiling and laughing going on over there. But now I'm confident, man. Once we get our QB1, which I think it'll be Trey Lance. We'll talk about that in another later in the segment. But I like our defense. I like what's going on, our development on offense. I think we'll be just fine.
Okay. Sean, San Francisco, 11.5 over under. What do you think?
Definitely over. It's their schedule is what? You said 16th?
15, sir. 15.
Their defense is too sharp for that. Yeah. Definitely over.
Casey, what do you think?
Oh yeah, they get the over. They get the over. That is a well-oiled machine out there in Santa Clara.
I am taking notes on this one. And Mike, what do you think, sir?
I'm gonna say under.
Whoa!
Yeah, I give them 10 wins.
10?
Yeah, but San Fran's injury prone, man.
Okay. Yes, they had a few.
They got to beat the injury bug every year.
Mike, I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead. Let's get to the segment. Let's get to the next. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that.
Mike, I'm gonna stay with you. Seattle, 8.5 over under and 12 strength of schedule out of 32. What do you think about Seattle?
Over. I think they'll be solid. Gino and the boys will be good.
Gino and the boys will be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Sean, what about you, sir?
What was a strength of schedule?
8.5 over under and strength of schedule is 12.
Under.
Under?
I'm taking the under.
Pete Carroll's still coaching, right?
Yeah, but I don't believe. I think people saw what Gino did last year, and he ain't gonna be able to do that again this year.
Okay, Casey, what do you think?
Oh, that's the over, easy. I believe in Gino. I really believe in Gino. Well, yeah, we can get that to at another time, but I believe in. I believe in that offense, and I believe they let Gino, open it up a little bit. They're going to be in good shape, so I got the over.
All right, following Seattle, 8.5, 12 on the strength of schedule. What do you think? And you always tell me they're thrown in your side.
No. They're definitely a better team than last year. But I'm looking at their schedule, and you said it's what?
Strength of schedule is 12.
12? They got Cincinnati. They got Cleveland. They got Baltimore. They got Dallas. They got Philly. I mean, they might be right at 8. They might be right at 8. And it was 9. It was 9-8 last year. So I might take the under on that.
All right, Sean, Los Angeles Rams, 7.5, and strength of schedule is 9. What do you have, sir? Over, under?
Taking the under. The Rams are done.
They're done.
After this year, AD might retire. Give me the under.
Okay. Following Rams, 7.5, sir.
7.5.
7.5 over under. What do you think?
Man, no way. They're not getting no 7.5. They're under. They'll be under.
All right, Mike, what do you think about the Rams?
Yeah, we're gonna go with under.
Rams fans is not going to be pleased with us. Casey, are you going to make
I'm
this
alone.
unanimous?
I'm not. I still believe in Matt Stafford. I still believe in Sean McVay. I don't think that they're a bad team. I think there was injury ridden, but I think that that chicken has come home to roost with all that salary cap stuff that they was doing in the past. It's finally coming home to roost. So I mean, 7.5. I can give them 8, 9. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's not bad. That's still not a winning record, but I can give them 8.
Okay, I'm not touching that one. Their bellies are full and they still got that Super Bowl hangover. All right, Casey, I'm going to stay with you. Arizona. Now, Casey, you are new to the show. Arizona's 5.5, strength of schedule 11. But Fowler knows about the disdain for the previous coach. So he is gone. So I don't have any beef with him anymore. Over under 5.5 for Arizona. What do you think?
The over, man. I believe in Sirianni. I believe in the coach.
Kyler is still on the roster. I'm just making sure I'm clear.
Even know if Kyler would be healthy week 1.
And aren't they trying to tank? Ain't they trying to get Caleb?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Arizona. I'm not, okay. I stay on the East Coast, that Arizona past my bedtime.
Arizona is iced tea to me. Okay. Sean,
yeah, exactly.
5.5 and 11 in terms of strength of schedule. What do you think?
I'm taking the under with Arizona. What you call who's the receivers? D-Hop left. Who's the receivers?
I don't even know their roster other than the video game playing quarterback that they have.
And he gets injured, so give me the under.
All right, Pokey, what do you got for Arizona? 5.5, 11th strength of schedule.
I'm gonna take the under. I'm not a believer in Kyler Murray.
All right, and then following, what do you have, sir?
It might win 3 games this year, man. It might be Atlanta. Matter of fact,
I wouldn't even give them.
I wouldn't give them Atlanta.
I'm looking at Washington, New York, Dallas, San Fran, Cincinnati. They might Los Angeles. That Rams might be a good game. Then they got Seattle, Baltimore, Cleveland, Atlanta, Houston. They might win 2 games, man. They really might win 2-3 games.
They trying to get that Caleb, man. They're trying to get that new quarterback. That's what I'm thinking.
We'll talk about Caleb ain't the best quarterback in the draft, but that's a different story.
We can slide that into segment 2. So fans, when we get back, we're going to talk about the major storylines, and maybe that's one for Arizona. Be right back on the iCoaches podcast.
Why should student athletes use the CKA SAVE Project academic and athletic consulting services? Over the past 15 to 20 years, colleges, universities, professional sports teams, business organizations, and others have increased their use of consulting services to improve their decision-making processes and results. Over the same time, the athletic and academic landscape has changed for high school and college student athletes as the NCAA has raised initial academic eligibility requirements for student athletes while decreasing the number of transfer restrictions. Former college student athletes have noted that they were academic and athletically unprepared for the rigors of college. Let the CKA SAVE Project's close to 30 years of academic and athletic experience help guide student athletes to increase success as we work to help student athletes achieve the goal of obtaining a college degree. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast preview of the NFC West. In segment 2, we're going to talk major storylines. So yes, Fowler, you are up again. Can San Francisco win with questions at quarterback? The floor is yours, sir. Can they win with these questions?
Yeah. I mean, they won with questions at quarterback last year.
A lot of questions too, and they kept winning.
I mean, If Purdy doesn't get hurt in that playoff game, they win that game. So I love the QB competition. I love the fact that all three of them are going to be competing for that spot. It's just going to make them better. But I mean, we've seen what Cal has done with mobile quarterback. I mean, you look at RG3 when he was with the Redskins at the time. He made him an MVP quarterback. Like I'm confident in what's going to happen with the San Francisco quarterback situation, and I'm excited about this season.
All right, so Casey, I'm gonna give you this one. Seattle. Can Seattle keep winning with Geno at quarterback?
Absolutely. Geno, he's at this point in his career, he's a seasoned vet. He did what we want most of our young quarterbacks to do, to sit back and learn. And he's done a very good job. And we saw what he did last year when he put it together on the field. So yes, they can continue to win with Geno Smith at quarterback.
Okay. Mike, you got a tough one. Are the Rams rebuilding or are they gutting the fish?
I think they rebuilding. Again, Stafford still there. Get them a couple pieces. Their defense is just trash, though. So yeah, it's they're in rebuild mode.
Okay, and then Sean, what is Arizona going to do about Kyler Murray? Because and then we'll extend this with Casey. You got a quarterback that obviously the current coaching regime didn't pick. You know how coaches like to pick their groceries. You saw on a personal level whose playbook came up. So coaches like to run their own stuff with their own people. What are you thinking about with Arizona? And then, Casey, I want you to chime in afterwards.
Time out. Didn't Arizona draft a quarterback before they draft Kyler Murray?
Yes, they did, and ruin that guy's career. Josh Rosen,
So,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That boy's
I'm
on milk
surprised you
carton
knew who he
right now.
was. Right.
and we all just said they're going to be the under. So they're going to have a top 3 pick next year. So they're going to get another quarterback.
So now I'm going to make Casey the GM. Tell me who you want, because it's lining up apparently that they're not going to do well. Kyler Murray is coming off an ACL. And if I'm him, I'm not touching the field. I want my money. And maybe I'm getting myself ready for somebody else. So now you're the GM, Casey. How are you looking at this season if you're Arizona?
You got to cut your losses with Kyler Murray because you've experienced the Kyler Murray experience, right? You know that you put the keys in his hands and he was more worried about playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean? And so, it's like, which one of the 2 young quarterbacks do you get? And it's going to be interesting this year to see the arc of Caleb Williams and Drake May as they compete for that number 1 quarterback spot in next year's draft.
But who would you want, sir? Strictly for entertainment purposes only.
Oh man, Caleb Williams reminds me of Jalen Hurts to the T. Drake May reminds me of a lot of these newer, younger quarterbacks, the Justin Herberts, these type of players. But again, you have to know who your coach is. And so in that case, you got to go play Caleb Williams because of the movement factor. But they can move too. Don't get it twisted. It's going to be interesting this year.
All right. So fans,
no.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
We got to debate this. So
Go ahead.
You guys are quick to give up on Kyler Murray because of what? Because I remember when that team was healthy and they had D-Hop healthy, they were fine. They were up top in the NFC West. They were fine.
I'm not quick to give up on them. I just know how teams go. If they're going to be sorry they got a top 3 pick, they're going to pick a quarterback. They're going to pick a quarterback. You saw them do it previously.
I'm not.
You saw them do it previously. I just know they're going to pick another quarterback if they are in a top 3 position. And what they will be because they saw it.
Did they re-sign Josh before they got Kyler? They give Josh a multi-million-dollar contract and made him one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. They didn't do that.
You're right.
You're right.
So why you just re-signed him last year? You can't re-sign him and give him that multi-million contract and then go sign another quarterback.
Yes.
Now,
NFL, man.
remember the NFL contracts are not worth the paper they're written on.
Right. It's the
Most of
NFL,
that
man.
money has already been given. And how many guys and quarterbacks get jumped on the back end saying, we're just going to cut that loss?
And remember, Arizona would not have paid Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts money at all. Mm-hmm. So they had to re him up while it was cheap. Before these new quarterbacks broke these contracts, they had to re him up while he was cheap. And his deal it was like a 2-year front loaded deal with a whole bunch of money up front, where we're seeing who you are as a leader. Can you lead this team? And now we're seeing they got a new coach. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't believe Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. Period. One, he just can't see anything. Two, he's never going to be healthy. Me personally, I just don't think he's a good quarterback.
But in Follower's defense, he did sign a 5-year deal worth $230 with $160 million guaranteed. So that is your argument, Follower,
and that's what you're trading away. Argument. You know what I mean? Like you have to get something in return to trade that away. You can't just let him go.
Well, he would definitely be traded.
But Follower, that rookie deal is cheap though. So whoever they get in terms of that rookie deal, it's going to be cheaper than that, and then they'll get a bargain basement third quarterback, and they'll still have some type of flexibility if that's the direction they want to go in.
But
so Coach,
would you take Kyler Murray over Sam Darnold?
I don't like either one of them. So out of that, I'll take Kyler Murray. If you ask, because I wasn't a fan of Sam Darnold either. I think, and I'm the worst person to ask because my tag team partner, Mike Francis, laughs at me all the time. I'm a cheat. I'm going to take whoever the 10th average quarterback is, and I'm going to be fine because I think the quarterback position is overvalued and overrated because you can win with a bum. Wait, I got a San Francisco person on right now who was 1-2 plays away with their third string quarterback who was picked last to make it to the Super Bowl. But
I'll tell you this.
Whatever.
Purdy didn't play like no third string quarterback.
No, he didn't.
Purdy can start somewhere. Like I'm just going with the confidence that he had. But the thing is also, again, a Kyle Shanahan system makes you look good. It really does.
I'm about to say it's the system.
It's definitely the system. I agree with that. But
the system.
Also that confidence level too. You gotta be out there. You gotta make plays.
No, absolutely. Y'all got dogs.
You gotta have the confidence. But like you said, that system is a big reason why.
I agree. I agree.
Following y'all got dogs in every position. Mm-hmm. Y'all issue again. It's not about no one that's lined up in front of y'all. It's that injury bug. That's what stops y'all every year.
No, you're right. I can't deny that.
I just forgot they got Christian McCaffrey. Oh my goodness!
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
I forgot about that.
As I regain control of this segment, we'll be right back on the Odd Coaches podcast. In segment 3, we'll make predictions on the season. Be right back. And I told you guys, follow and bring something out of me. We'll be right back.
The reviews are in for Dr. Keith Adams' book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. College professor and student athlete academic expert Dr. Lisa Rubin said, "There is nothing out there like this book, so I do hope people will pay attention and give it a read." Former George Mason standout Fowler Campbell said, "Consider this book an opportunity to work directly with Dr. Adams just like I did. I assure you that there will be something you can take away that will be useful to you throughout your personal journey." Ryan Waite, a recent college graduate who is a software engineer, said, "I like how the book is based on research, which makes it good for general students as well as student athletes." The book serves as both a memoir to Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes over 15 personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues from a variety of sports and endeavors. You can order your copy at www.ckasaveproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Save Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. In segment 3, we're going to go predicted order of finish. I will start. I've got San Francisco 1, Seattle 2, Rams 3, Arizona 4. Following, let's just get this out of the way. What we got to predict order of finish?
I mean, you just said it. I mean, San Fran 1, Seattle 2. I mean, Rams in Arizona, they might finish. They might tie at 4. I don't know. I mean, it's not even 3. You know what I mean? But no, I'm interested to see how that San Fran and Seattle plays out, because I mean, they always play each other tough, man. Regardless of who's on the field, there's always good games against those two. So it's going to be interesting.
All right, Mike, what do you have, sir? Predicted order of finish.
I'm agree with following. I mean, I got San Fran running with that, and it's a toss up with the worst. So,
Casey, what about you?
San Fran, Seattle, and everybody else.
And everybody else. And Sean, same thing?
Yeah, man. San Fran, Seattle, and everybody else.
Everybody. All right, so I got 2 playoff teams coming out of the West, especially because the South is so bad. I got San Francisco and Seattle coming out. So it appears that the Super Bowl team coming out of the West is San Francisco. So Follern will be last. Mike, what are your final thoughts on the NFC West?
It's gonna boil down to Seattle, San Fran. If San Fran stays healthy, I got them winning the division.
Okay, Casey, what do you think? Final thoughts, NFC West.
San Francisco is the probably the best dressed organization in football. So they're hands down the cream of the crop in that division.
Okay, Sean, what do you got? Final thoughts, NFC West.
And San Francisco got Christian McCaffrey for a whole season. It's crazy. I forgot about that.
In his own scheme, yeah.
All right, Following. Final thoughts. Make your pitch to San Francisco in the Super Bowl, sir.
I mean, honestly, I don't see any other team in the NFC challenging us. I think Philly, had their run, but that was all because of their strength of schedule. I think they're gonna have a tougher schedule this year. We're gonna see what they really made of. We're gonna see what they're really made of. And we had a tough schedule last year. We came out on top. So dealing with injuries. So I'm confident, with our team and how we're built. And like y'all said, we got weapons everywhere. And then we got guys like Brandon Ayuk who's getting better. Debo's getting strong. Like, look, I'm excited about our team. Again, the QB situation is always good when it's competition, man. It's always good. I'm going to say they're going to start with Trey Lance, only because, I mean, you move up to draft him, you got to give him a shot. You know what I mean? Like, he was hurt last year. You give him a shot. Don't pay out, you still got Purdy. You know what I mean? Then you got Sam Darnold, who we haven't seen, like, we've seen his capabilities, but not under Kyle Shanahan's system. You know what I mean? I haven't seen a bad quarterback in his system. So, again, I'm not worried about the QB situation. But like Mike said, now injuries, yes. I mean, but that's any team. You know what I mean? Dealing with injuries. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I always assume everybody's healthy. You know what I mean? After that, you assume everybody's healthy. I feel like it's going to be us and whoever in the AFC in the Super Bowl. Plain and simple.
Well, I tell you what, fans, I hope we see these guys on a lot more as we enter our new season. This is special for me because each one of them holds a special place in my heart. So to finish our preview episodes with this band of merry men, I'm honored. So, gentlemen, thank you for your time. And on behalf of my tag team partner and our cavalcade of stars, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and/or watching the Odd Coaches podcast. We will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
The Odd Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support.
From assessing student athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student athlete academic progress, to improving student athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA SAVE project provides wraparound services for student athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org. We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach FRANCHIZE. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.